Good afternoon, folks. This is Marius from mariuslandman.com and from the Twitter handle landm_Marius. Today, 29 June 2018, we are going through report number 46 to explain to you what is happening with Bitcoin at the moment and why we are bullish on Bitcoin and why a break upwards could be in the play very, very soon. And by now you would have also downloaded the report number 45, which is the report of 27 June 2018. And in this report I talk about two major technical indicators that are now fully complete, and we expect an imminent price rise within days. One of the major technical indicators is the falling wedge, which is a bullish price reversal. And we have to understand this, guys, that these are quantitative technical indicators. We also show you that the tentative timelines are 4 to 7 July being the break above 7.8, 11 to 14 August the break above 9.663, and then 10 to 15 September being the break above 11.684. But, just listen to me here very carefully. There is evidence within our algorithm data that Bitcoin may have a price spike upwards as indicated on the archive algorithm data in the chart below. So, listen very carefully. Do not be surprised, guys, if time contracts, meaning that time will speed up, and Bitcoin reverse an upwards trend spike after we reach the target of 7800. I'm going to say this again. Our data is showing a price spike upwards. Now let's have a look at this chart. In this chart I've given you an example of what a falling wedge looks like. That is a bullish indicator. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more as we get into Bitcoin a little bit further, and I'm going to explain to you why I see a bullish sign and what happened last night is a good sign for Bitcoin. Here you can see on the right is our archive algorithm data. We are right now there at the bottom, and we expect to move upwards to the 7800 range, a little bit of a comeback, and then we expect that movement there to happen at some point. And as I say, that can contract and happen at any given time. And in this chart, I show you that line there, the ACE, where you can see that's your top line of the bullish falling wedge, and your bottom line here, your BDF. Once it gets right down to this bottom, like you can see it's wedging there, it gets narrow and contracted, and there's no other way for Bitcoin just to break out upwards as it gets squeezed. Yes, in some cases it happens that Bitcoin in a falling wedge, or that any other stock really that forms this, can break down slightly, but then it comes back up. 99% of the time this is a bullish indicator. Okay, and then I go further, and then we say that the major technical indicator number 2 is the triple bottom. And you can see here I show you an example from a company where the market simply comes down, it forms that bottom there, it confirms it when it forms a double bottom, and then we get a triple bottom. This normally happens over a period of 3 to 6 months, and once it hits that triple bottom, the market normally pushes upwards. And in this case again, guys, I show you the algorithm data where we are around about there now, and we're just about to break out. Now what has happened here is that we have in Bitcoin a bottom here, which is number 1, the yellow circles, the second bottom there, and they all are more or less equal in a range of $6,000 to $6,500. Once that happens again, folks, you get that line there where you start breaking upwards. So if you combine these together, you will notice that we are in a bullish pattern. Then in this exact report, I give you an exit plan. I also give you a safe zone entry plan. Now, let's quickly get into these charts. I've shown you here now, see that line there on the top and this dark purple line on the bottom? That is your bullish wedge, and these yellow circles here where these blue lines are, that is your triple bottom. But what I'm going to do is to zoom into this line here where you see the blue lines. And to do that, I am going to, let's take the 2-hour chart, and we are going to zoom in there, and I'm going to show you why what happened last night also as well is not a bad sign for us. As a matter of fact, it's actually a good sign. Now what we can see on the screen here, and I drew these blue lines in here. Now those things that are formed there are actually not good signs for a bullish segment. You'll see that this rises and it goes like this and it narrows right down to the end, and when it narrows there, it simply breaks down. Okay, there we go. Now you can see the same happened here with the second one here, and I'll draw that in as well. You can see exactly again, it narrows down to the end and then it simply drops. So we've got one here on the top, a middle one here, and this one here broke the rule of number 1 and number 2. Now let me just clear this up, and I'm going to show you why the third one, if we say this is number 1 there, number 2 in the middle, and number 3 here, this blue line. I was looking at that yesterday and I said, oh, this thing is forming another rising wedge, and I was expecting this one to do exactly the same as what the other ones did, by going up, coming down, and then going up, and then coming down, and then drop there. So it actually did not do that. What has happened is that instead of the market going upwards here, the market actually broke down, and you can see that. Let me just clear this up, and you can see here that it had this nice drop here. Now the reason that is good is because it has broken this pattern and has broken that pattern. So it's broken the rising wedge pattern. As a matter of fact, now what we can do is to draw this a little bit different now. And let me just quickly draw this in here, so hopefully you can see what's happening there now. What it's doing now is to form a falling wedge. Now I'm going to connect it there, and we are going to connect it there. So just to reiterate now, we've got a connection there, and we have a connection there. We've also got a connection there, and we've got a connection there. Okay, now let's clear this up to see what is happening at the moment here. Take these blue lines out. Now, can you see that we now, instead of creating a rising wedge, which is a bearish signal, we're now creating a falling wedge, which is a bullish signal. And if you look at this line here, a line down, that's a line up, that's a line down, that's up. Here we go. It may drop there, but it's going to go and do this. Okay, so you can clearly see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. May even at this point perhaps start breaking up. I would like to see it come down to this line, touch this line here, because this is the triple line support, and that is your overall falling wedge line support. And remember guys, those lines come from, see this yellow line here, that is your triple bottom line, and then that line there is your falling wedge. And what we have now created is another falling wedge in this vicinity here. And as you can see, the market will come down there. It's 1, 2, 3, that's 4. And at any given time, this point can turn around and go upwards. It's very rare that the market will literally, at this point, simply break down. But if it does, it could do anything like perhaps coming down, touching that line. It could go above that and then break through that, and that line there will then become support before then eventually goes up. And that line there is 5530. Let me just put that in, 5530. So that could be the support line that we could reach. Now one other indicator is that you need to have a look at this blue line here, where we are forming that overall bull flag. And remember, this was the one in one of the videos where I explained to you that this is actually the bull flag, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it actually broke out there. Now that blue line there is actually becoming our support line as well. You can see that the market never ever broke through there, never broke through there, and never did. So it tried and attempted to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 times to break through the line, and at any given time, every single time, this market actually pushed it back upwards. So there are support lines, which is very bullish for us at the moment. If you again look at the algorithm data in this chart, I very clearly show that, if you go to this one here, that we are right down there at the bottom. And we can expect a slight move downwards, but then we're going to go sideways, upwards to the 7800 target. Now what we would like to see is, if you look at that dark purple line there where my mouse is showing now, is that we want Bitcoin actually to go up and pierce through that line. So what I would like to see is the market just going up, coming down on that line, and then shoot up. That for me will be a very, very good sign. But keep in mind that we still have this little line here where it could potentially come back and drop down before it then goes up here. This is a bearish scenario of dropping down a little bit further below these support lines, but it's not something that we expect. It could happen, yes, because as you can see, this falling wedges right down to that point. Now, at any given time, and this is what you need to understand, folks, at any given time within that range there, within this range, is that Bitcoin can potentially simply break out upwards. Let's have a look at Litecoin as well. Now Litecoin falling a bullish wedge. We've got a line down there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we should have a break upwards. And if we zoom in here, we can also see that we are so close to Litecoin breaking out. And you can see here it's coming to an end here. That wedge is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So at any given point, it's going to break this dark, thick purple line and simply just go upwards. Now again with this, it is possible that it can come down and then break upwards. So the point I want to make, guys, is that we are so close to breaking out on the Litecoin chart as well as on the Bitcoin chart. For me, it personally looks good. Our algorithm data shows good. The historical data looks good. Everything here really looks honestly very good, folks. And again, we've got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth wave is being formed now. Now, I would like to see that fifth wave a little bit lower than this one here before it breaks out, but it's not impossible for Bitcoin to simply start moving upwards right now. Now, keep in mind we are heading into this weekend. Normally on Sundays we have down days, but the fact that Bitcoin did not break upwards there, to be honest with you guys, it's a good sign. So again, folks, this is the report. Just want to go through this again. One of the fundamental technical indicators is this falling wedge, which is a bullish indicator. When the market comes down here, as you can see in that picture, it squeezes down to the bottom and it breaks up. For now, our targets are the 7800, the 9663, and then 11684. On the long run, we are trend forecasters. The trend here is upwards. I do not see anything breaking down to $3,000. At that point, it most probably becomes uneconomical for miners to mine Bitcoin, and they simply just won't sell it. Anything below this level, it brings the Bitcoin market cap below $100 billion, and that also becomes an issue for the CME. They really want Bitcoin to be above 100 billion, and if it's not the case, then it creates some additional risk and issues for the CME. I had a look at the Dow Jones as well today, and you can see that we have formed that little wedge there where it went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at the fifth wave it basically broke up. Let me just get this pointer here. It basically broke up, but it came down, touched that line exactly on the dot. It broke upwards, and they expected the market actually to break upwards. But no, the market decided, the Dow Jones decided to go down. And who knows how far is it going to go down. My target is 21,486. When this market starts breaking down further, and as soon as we touch that line and break that line there, we are going to see that Bitcoin is going to go upwards. The Dow Jones must break down and Bitcoin will go up. So once those two events which are contradicting each other, once that happens, we could see a huge influx of price direction which is positive for Bitcoin. And that is the reason, guys, why I say we are very, very close to the breakout upwards. Just a little bit more time. Be patient. Also with holding coins, it's one of the most important things psychological, guys, is that many people at these levels will come and sell everything and never get back into Bitcoin again. And people's mentality will be that it's going to drop here, I'm selling, and they get out of the market. And then Bitcoin will reach a target of 7800 and they will go like, okay, that's a good time to get into the market. And they buy at 7800 and the market does this. Where is that? So the market goes up, it breaks that 78 and that's where they buy, and the market does that again. And they get fearful, and they sell again. Now they've lost again. They've sold on the bottom at 5,000, 6,000. They bought and sold at 7, 8, and they sell again at 6 because they think the market is now going to go down. And then suddenly the market reverses and goes up again. Okay? And then suddenly what happens? The market then reaches the 9,000 and 11,000, and those same people that have sold here and sold at 7, 8, they come and they buy in at $11,000 again. The market drops again to 9,000 and they sell. So what I want you to do is to have a strong mentality. Don't sell all your cryptos. I lay it out very clearly in this document here that these are the levels that you need to start selling. And if it is that you sell the last little coin at 5601, and remember this is only a recommendation, guys. It's not to say that you must follow it, but I want you to follow the principle. When the market drops, you sell 25% of your cryptos. You keep it in cash. You keep the rest. Market drops a little bit further, you sell 20% more. Anyway, if I look at the objective data now here, I can see that we are forming that falling wedge, and right somewhere here at this point, guys, that is where we should be breaking upwards. So good luck, guys. We are firmly standing behind you, supporting you. We just wish everybody good luck. It's time that we make some profits and pay off our debt. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please go and follow me on Twitter as well, and make sure that you get connected on our private Telegram channel group. Thank you. It's Marius here. Please also follow me on Twitter at landm_Marius. Thank you.